The Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
Welcome back to episode 42 of the Buschy and Bobo Show. It's Buschy and Bobo with you. And we did one like a week ago. We're back.
We're back, and we are not having any problems at all getting set up.
Absolutely not. We have been just nothing but technological feats over here. There's been no audio problems, been no connectivity issues. We definitely didn't try Microsoft Teams, which is a piece of shit.
Well, if you're using Teams on Apple, that's probably no go. But
it definitely made me drink.
Fair enough. I would say the same, but I'll be on a little bit of water. So.
Well, that's probably what I should be doing too. But now with
we're limited.
We record on Zoom and we're limited because we don't want to spend, what was it,
$200 and something dollars?
Something dollars? What the hell is going on here? Like Zoom has lost their place. Like the fact that they're charging that much, that's like McDonald's charging like $14 for a sandwich. It's like you guys were the option.
Like $32 for two 10-piece nuggets.
Yeah. No, you guys were the entry level contract of food, and you've lost your place. So, I wanted to start with some Vancouver Canucks talk. Are you okay with that?
Let us go. Let's. So, where do you want to start?
So last time we talked about how the Canucks are unbelievable, and they still are. They're number one in the league. I don't get it. I'll never understand it. Maybe having Demko all year is definitely helping.
Is definitely helping.
But again, they didn't really change anything. But there are a few things. So like me and you were going to the game on Saturday.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't wait for the double anthem. Thanks for liking a Canadian team. And do you think they're going to wear the chrome buckets?
So I saw something with the chrome buckets. They're not going to wear them on Saturday. I'll tell you that much. Sure. I heard that. I think they were a one and done for Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw something.
Did they wear them during the game or just the warm-ups?
Yeah, they wore them in game.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was just for like a charity.
Okay, well, still, like they were pretty sweet. Did you like them or no?
On its own, I did not. But with the whole setup, it looked pretty slick.
That's usually how it goes, right? Like when the Detroit Lions helmet came out.
Yeah, the blue.
It was like, I thought it was sweet already, but then when put it all together, right? It looks a lot better. But so I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the chrome domes.
Yeah, so I wasn't against them. I wasn't against if they were to bring them back. Hopefully, I am wrong, and they do bring them back, and I do like them a lot better than LA's because I think LA's is too.
Would you rather have the Canucks blue chrome dome or the black matte?
The black matte.
Yeah, they're sick, right?
The black matte looks so nice.
It looks so. I do love it. It's like the Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks so cool
with those colors too, like the black and the yellow and the red. It's just
And then I wanted to ask you too. Patrick Alvin got extended, the Canucks GM. So what are we thinking with that? Yay, nay? Was it a good move? Maybe not.
It's hard to say. Like he just made a big splash in the last week or so.
And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, so I think that's especially the way the team's going right now. It's like, all right, you need to make those moves, and hopefully it pans out, and then it would be a big yay if it all busts in his face.
No, I'm talking right now. I'm not talking about what it's going to be. They just extended him.
Yeah, then
they deserve it.
Then. Yeah, the team. Look how the team's been improving under him as GM. So, little steps each year, and we're at a spot now where
you're looking down on literally everybody.
We're looking down, and we're in playoff hockey.
Dude, is he Swedish? Is he just like American or Canadian? What is this guy? Which is like a rude thing to ask. What are you?
Yeah, he's a Swede.
No way! Wow. Well, you know what? Looking pretty good so far. And maybe another whole year having Rick talk it,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the differences because there wasn't really a lot like personnel wise for like players. So maybe just the consistency of having this group together. And even like we were talking, Pius Suter, I would have loved to have him back on Detroit. And he's been playing pretty well for you guys too, right? So
yeah, he's moved up to the second line there. And now with JT Miller going down to second line, it's It's like that second line looks nice. It's all four lines actually producing and being productive and knowing their role and getting things done.
So the trade that they made for Elias Lindholm, so it was Lindholm for Kuzmenko, first round pick, a conditional fourth, and then two prospects, Hunter Brzezowicz
Yeah,
and
I
Yoni
don't know
Yermo.
about I don't really know much about those prospects.
I don't either. Um, but when you heard that they were going to pick up Elias Lindholm, what did you think? Were you like, oh, we're going to give up a ton? Like, do
I
you,
thought it was going to be. I thought when you were
is this a ton?
telling me
I don't know.
when you were telling me Lindholm possibly to Vancouver, I'm like, okay, that's what's the return going to be? I thought it was going to be something. For some
When
reason, the name Connor Garland was stuck in my mind
he's
as a
always
part of
in
the
the trade,
deal,
yeah, he's always in those trade rumors, I think.
and I like the way Garland's been playing,
Hmm.
especially like him more on that third line than the second line. So he's just a good, solid player there. But getting rid of Kuzmenko, it's like, okay, I forgot. I didn't know how Kuzmenko was already 27.
Well, wasn't he in the minors too for a second?
No,
No?
no.
Am I just making that up?
Last year was his first year in Vancouver, and he played 81
No, I
games.
mean this year.
Oh, this year he's been a healthy scratch
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
multiple
so,
times. Just
so
no,
you're going to move him. And then a first, I mean, that's going to be late 20s at least, right? So it's like
yeah,
it's
it's going to be
worth
his
having a go.
20s.
But you know what the issue is with Lindholm is I don't know if I'm Vancouver, he's a pure rental, I think. Like I don't know if I would extend him
Yeah,
because I think he's kind of tapering off. But like who knows? Like in it with a new team, like see how he plays with Vancouver, and then who knows what he's thinking. He might want to jet after the season, go somewhere else. But
true.
um yeah, so I mean, hey, the Canucks are they're doing some stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
it. Even if it is a rental, it's this is the year you got to go for the rental. You got to take that. Uh, take
and
what you
then
can right now in order
yeah.
to make it over the hump. And that's one thing I don't think they did necessarily in 2011. They had a stacked team already,
Mhm.
but maybe it was just getting that extra grit player or player that fits into the system.
Hmm. Well, and it's asset management too, right? Like if Kuzmenko's not going to play, but it might as well use him to get something.
Yeah,
And what I want to tell you, the master class that the Montreal Canadiens just did in asset management, unbelievable. Sean Monahan.
yeah,
So you saw the kind of tree of like how they got him, and then when they shipped him, right? So
yeah.
they got him from Calgary with a first to take that bad contract because he wasn't playing well at all and he was on like the fourth line. Montreal says, fine, we'll take him. We'll take a first as well. He turns it around, starts playing really well for Montreal, and they just
they
traded
get
him
another
for a
first round pick.
first to Winnipeg. Now, I love that deal for Montreal. They got
You're
two
getting back
firsts
ass.
out of
Yeah, you get two firsts out of Sean Money.
unbelievable. Now for Winnipeg, I don't know what they're doing. I know he's a good player, but a first, I I don't know about that. But man, good for the Canadians. I texted Lou right away and I was like, you guys made out like bandits with him. That was
Yeah,
buying low and selling high. Like the extreme of like you took a first to take the contract and then you sold for
we
another.
sold for another first. That's like you're
That's
double dipping in there. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
good for
It's
them.
beautiful for Montreal.
Speaking of Montreal, did you see Brendan Gallagher get suspended?
No, well, what for this time?
A flying elbow to the head of a guy that was not suspecting it. It
He
was
realizes this
blatant.
isn't WWF, right?
No, but if you look it up right now, like just type in like Gallagher suspension on YouTube and watch it, you'll see. And do you know how many games he got off the
How
top of your
many?
head? Don't look it
No,
up. Okay, I want you to watch it. Okay, try not to see how many games he got, and I want you to
Brendan
guess.
Gallagher elbow
Here it is. So if you
9 years
watch it,
ago.
describe what you're watching here.
All right. Well, right now I'm watching an ad.
For what?
I think it's a Nissan.
Eh,
I could. You want me to share my screen or
no, because we'll get copyright strike.
fair enough?
It's fine.
Okay, so battle along the wall there. Oh my God. You can't do that.
And if it shows a slow-mo replay, so like what what Bob was watching is just a flying elbow, like clearly like chicken wing, back of the head. Was it back
Yeah,
of the
you
head,
could
side
see,
of the head?
yeah, you
Something like
could see
that.
his elbow go up for it,
Hit him
like he's
square.
ready for it.
Does it show a replay, like a slow-mo for
That's what
you?
I'm waiting for. Yeah, I don't want to see this. I don't see this replay.
Because it's even worse. You can see the intent.
Skating up, Gallagher, boom. Yeah, he intentionally goes like that.
Okay. So there's two questions here. There's in-person hearing and there's a phone call hearing.
That should be an
So
in person.
okay, and then how many games do you think he got suspended for, if any?
It should be at least a fiver.
Okay, he got 5. It was a phone call. So the most you can get on a phone call is 5 games, apparently. I think he should have got 10. Like that was outrageous. Like the intent, he did that on
Yeah,
purpose.
he's
Clearly,
eyeballing the guy the whole time. He's like
when I saw
Alex
it, I was
just
like, oh,
died.
he's out for a while. He only got 5. I thought that's the thing with George Peros and the Department of Player Safety. That these guys have zero, like they're
Well,
all over
isn't
the map.
Gallagher a repeat offender too? Like I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But like when you do something like that, it's like, okay, you go sit because that was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I
Well, the
definitely
fun,
get what you're
yeah,
saying for a 10 game, but that's
yeah. But the funny
wow.
thing is when I saw the replay, it was on the NHL app and it was like 13 seconds and then that was it. Have
Well,
have
that's
you been
because
on
I don't use the NHL app because
have
it's
you been on it lately? Holy
no,
shit, it gets
no.
worse
I don't
every
even know if
year.
I still have it on my phone.
I'm trying to watch highlights, you know, Red Wings games or whatever, and it'll show like it doesn't even show you the build up to the goal. It's like the 3 seconds before it goal, and then 2 seconds. It's like a 7 second clip.
Really,
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like you guys really are that lazy that you can't.
I'd rather take the few minutes that are or yeah, a few minutes to look it up on YouTube either before or
Yep.
after. And because
Well,
someone
and
will, if it's during a game, someone will usually have it up there pretty quick.
yeah, and then even like right now, it's frozen on 1 week. I'm trying to look back, and it won't let me go before the All Star break. I don't know what's going on there. I have to like click the calendar to go backwards, which is the stupidest thing. And then it used to show like I think it was stacked. Now it's like a wheel, and it's not really. There's no logos. You have no idea what team scored. It's just like it highlights the team that's winning. It's so weird, man. I don't. The NHL keeps tripping over their own feet, and I
I
just
use
wanted to say that the
Center
NHL app
Sportsnet
sucks.
for it
Yeah,
for
I
apps.
just
Yeah, I just stick to those two. And
there's a few podcasters for the Red Wings that somehow tweet really good clips of the goals like 5 minutes after they happen. So I usually go on
at
Twitter
least
and
you got
find them.
that.
Yeah.
You on
Um,
X?
I'm on X. Yeah, man.
X go and give it to you.
Yeah. Now we're not really doing Red Wings topics per se. We'll leave that for the Red Wings report. But the the Wings played Ottawa the other night. Now I didn't see the
Yeah,
game. I was
my cousin was
busy.
at the game.
Yeah. So now you could ask him and go, "Hey, how is overtime?" And he'll go, "Boring." Because now I watched it back. The Senators had the puck the whole time for
Really?
like two minutes, 2.5 minutes, and just
Yeah.
doing that regroup, cycling, all that stuff, making line changes, and because they won the opening faceoff.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was one thing where like, now is that on the Wings? Like, dude, can we get the puck? Well, yeah, I guess, but on 3-on-3, like, good luck with that. There's too much space out there. And I just wanted to talk about like, is overtime boring now? Like, have we kind of jumped the shark on 3-on-3?
I think there's needs to be some sort of implement. Like you got to implement some new rules if it comes to if you stay with the 3-on-3.
And we've talked about that in the past,
Yeah, and
and
that's what
further
I'm saying.
episode or yeah, past episodes.
Like your rule on like, hey, if you have it in the offensive, like you can't go past half,
Mhm.
you can't go past center ice to
Like a
try to
backcourt
recruit.
violation almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just got to the point now where it used to be exciting, but now it's so tactical, and like coaches are always going to find a way to make it boring. Like, here's how to do it. Here's how not to screw up.
Would you bring back
But
5-on-5?
5-on-5 wouldn't solve anything, though. I don't think. like they're still going to do the same thing. I think honestly, 4-on-4 was a little better because it was just offense. Like if you screwed up, there was
you have
defensemen
that
back.
space. And,
Yeah, if you screw up on 3-on-3, it's probably in the back of your net, and that's why everyone plays so cagey.
yeah.
So I don't know what the solution to that is. All I know is it is super boring now. And every time it's overtime, I'm like, whatever. I mean, there are a handful that we'll watch where it's like, hey, that was super exciting. Like if the Wings scored, did the same thing Ottawa did, I'd have been like,
And
oh,
you're gonna
great,
love it.
puck possession, whatever.
You're gonna think
Yeah,
it's
but
the best thing.
at the
as
same time, I'm gonna go, they
it's-
didn't even touch the puck. It's almost like the NFL where that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes thing, they flipped the coin. Buffalo never got the ball. Never had a chance, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out of ideas for now. The craziest one I saw on Twitter was doing like college football playoffs or not playoffs, overtime. You know how they start at the 25
How would you
and
implement that in hockey?
like a 5-on-3 power play. You start with the puck at the point, go. Then the other team would have to answer. They'll never do that. I thought it was
No,
interesting. That would be exciting,
it's out
right?
there, but
You get,
it's
you
like,
know,
I don't
you
know how you
get
would implement it.
maybe you get like 45 seconds, right? To score. If you score, then the other team has to go down. They have to score next, right? Back and
Yeah.
forth, almost like a shootout. I don't think that would ever work, but and then so this kind of brings us to what just happened. I don't think there's anything else on my sheet that we have to talk about. Yeah, we did all that. The All Star break is right now, right?
Yeah. Game's back tomorrow.
Your team's in first place in the league, minus
Yeah.
6 points in a playoff spot, believe it or not.
Hey,
So
congrats.
yeah, thanks, man. What I wanted to mention is during this, Bettman had like a press conference. The Olympics are back. Like the
Yeah.
NHLers are back in the
And
Olympics.
you're getting the best of the best for the Olympics now.
Finally. Like it's been so long. How
It's
long has
gonna
it
be
been? 10 years? Like they haven't been in the last two, right? So it has been almost 10 years,
20,
man. Like,
2014. Yeah.
yeah, because I remember 2018, we were me and Shannon were going to like Jamaica. I think was it 2018? Whatever
It'd have
year it
been,
was.
it'd
I
have been
remember
2018. 2018 would have been the last one.
I think when we were flying out at Windsor Airport, they had on one of the games. And I remember being like, Team Canada has like Derek Roy, people I don't, that used to be in the league.
Ben Scrivens is in that.
Yeah. So this is welcome news. I've seen some stuff about like who would be on Canada's roster, who would be on US's and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is where it's fun. Like
Yeah.
the
This is
best
where
on
we're gonna
best
get
tournament.
the best.
They're doing this Four Nations Cup
Instead of
thing.
the All Star game next year. And,
I don't know if it's instead of, is it?
yeah, from what I read, there's going to be no All Star game.
Okay. But it's Canada, USA, Sweden, Finland. So you're not getting everybody, right?
Yeah.
Now with the Olympics too, like is Russia back in or what are we doing? Are we doing
Do they still have their ban or is it
I don't know, because remember before they had the whole doping thing and they when they won gold, it was the whatever
representatives from
Russia
from Russia.
They're Russia, right?
The Olympic athletes from Russia.
That's what it was. So I don't know. I hope they're back because it really, even watching World Juniors, it's never the same when Russia's not there.
Yeah.
All the political bullshit aside, they have one of the top three hockey teams, or countries, right?
Yeah.
You got Canada. I mean, you could say top 5 for sure, right? They're always in the mix. So, and they're always like the bad guys. Like right now, like Canada, USA, Finland, Sweden. You think there's really like a bad guy? No,
there's no bad guy.
Us
as Canadians,
we need Russia.
We think a little bit of hate on the U.S. Not hate, but
there's competition.
Competition there.
Russia, it's like, oh man, you don't want to lose
the Russians. Fuck the Russians.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it'd be fun to get them back. But maybe one of our pods we can come up with our rosters, see who we would think would be on the team.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of the All Star Game stuff?
I saw some highlights. I honestly didn't really. I thought the skills was last night and the games were today.
No.
So I was wrong on that.
Wrong.
I did see part of the draft when I was at golf, but
so the draft was interesting. Like they've learned from the past where they had the last 4 guys. They didn't show you who was last. They each got, here's what team you're on, and they opened up like an envelope, like, hey, I'm on Team Matthews or whatever.
I'm on Team Hughes. I'm on, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was kind of cool to mix it up and go not just the divisions and like, hey, like everybody can be on different teams. Obviously, like all the Leafs
Van-
ended up on one team because they in
all the
Vancouver, same
Canucks
thing. They
except for
draft each other.
Lindholm, but
Um, so that was interesting. Obviously, All Star Game, I think it's more for like the kids,
yeah.
right? For them to watch. That's when I remember watching it. The last time it was in Toronto was North America
2000.
versus the world
I
with
would
the
love to see that
collared
format. I
jerseys.
would
Remember
love
that?
to see that format back.
Yeah, it meant a little more, right?
Yeah.
But funny enough, the skills competition, pros and cons to it, but the cool thing was it was more of an individual competition rather than the teams versus the teams, because who cares, right?
Yeah.
So they had like 10 players in it. It was, the usual suspects, McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, Nylander, Marner, McKinnon, Pasternak, all these guys, right? Barzell
Yeah.
was in it, I think. And they all went head to head in all the competitions. Fastest skater, hardest shot. I think Makar won that. And they got points based on how they placed in each event.
Mhm.
So the events were still fun. The fastest skater, hardest shot, the target shooting. There was a couple like agility things.
Yeah. I
This is
saw
pretty cool. And
the
then,
passing one.
yeah, the passing one. And then there was like one-on-one with the goalie. How many goals can you score in a minute? Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then the final thing was like a kind of a relay, not a relay race, but like a obstacle course type thing. And
Yeah.
it was fun to watch because they're going through like the lights would change and they'd have to go through different ones, put the puck through, zigzag through and then hit like a spot on the net to like stop the time.
Okay.
And McDavid obviously won. So
Yeah.
he got like $1 million. It'd probably get split between like a lot of the
Between the
staff and
guys.
whatever. So I thought that was cool. Um, but do you see the one glaring problem with that?
With what part
The
in
way that I just described it, having just 10 players in it.
what about the other guys? Like what are they
Yeah.
supposed to be doing?
So like if you like for example, I would watch it because I'm a hockey fan, right?
Yeah.
But like if I just wanted to, hey, the Red Wing that's playing the Brinket, right? Let's watch
Yeah.
him as skills competition. He's not in anything. For like
He's
years in
nothing.
past, he'd maybe be in one of the events, right? So be making it individual like that, I think was cool. But it also was like, all right, well, no, not everybody is involved in it. Where maybe they went, we usually we can't get everybody in. So people are just doing an event and that's it. Right.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go, hey, do you guys want
Here's
to do all of
the
them?
best of
Yeah.
the best of the
Yeah.
players and
Basically. And one of those players was Nikita Kucherov. Did you see any
I heard
highlights of him?
I didn't see any highlights of him, but
Holy shit.
I saw a guy
Okay.
with a parachute on his bag the whole time.
He didn't give a fuck. Didn't care.
No.
Like the crowd was booing him, like he was waving at him.
Yeah, I saw him
He,
in the game, the one game there after he scored, he gave the wave to the
he
crowd.
didn't. Well, yeah, because they're giving it to him the day before, but oh my god, it was embarrassing. It's like try a little, man. Like it was clear, like he's going around the pylons and he's just like,
Just
buddy, like there's
dogging it.
probably imagine there's like some kid there that's a huge fan of yours, right? All
And
these guys ended up with like 30 something points in the All Star or in the skills competition. He had 0.5. He didn't do anything.
just didn't give a shit, eh?
Horrible. So I I get it. It's the All Star game. No one
Also,
cares, right?
yeah, no
But
one really gives a fuck, but
yeah,
it's but like I said, you got these fans coming in paying that money. It's
right. And that's something that I went. That was the only reason I was a little like, come on, man. There's people like everyone's watching this.
yeah,
We know you don't want to be here. We know you want to be in Cabo, right? You should have faked an injury, dude, or take the fine and the suspension and move on. Like he's the number one. He's leading the league in points.
you see Akeem Alou had his little thing too going on.
No,
He has like his hockey diversity hockey thing. As a part of the All Star Weekend, he had a bunch of the players, a bunch of the black players do some scrimmage thing.
yeah,
So,
I saw the mascot game. That
oh
was kind
yeah,
of funny. I got a TikTok saved, someone commentating it.
oh Lord,
Amazing. Now I did see of the three games. for the 3-on-3 there. I did see the first two, and then I saw a little bit of the final. It like the first game was a little boring. When they both went to overtime, the first two,
Yeah.
but it's just there was chances like crazy. The goalies actually played pretty well. There was a few goals that I was like that. There's a Nathan McKinnon goal that I don't know if you can pull that up. Let's see if I can find it, but he kind of like takes a pass. I don't know if it was from like Crosby or who it was. He just comes flying in, and this thing just like I think I might have found it. Is this it? We don't know because the NHL app makes it like 2 seconds long.
Nathan McKinnon
No,
breaks
that's not it.
in the
I think it's in the
20
final. I think that this happens. Let me look.
No, it's not a pass from McCarr.
Um, Maybe it was his second one. Yeah, it's his second one. Watch this backhand.
All right, let me bring you back
Chip.
up here. Oh, redo it again because
Redo it.
it's on
Just watch the backhand. It's like he kind of flips it.
Well, I did see this goal. Yes, it's just like
I was full candy corn watching that because that's my bread and butter is the backhand. So just the
backhand.
way that he did it, and he just kind of like little misdirection, little flick, ding, bar down. I'm like, oh, he perfectly placed it.
Yeah,
I decided to mention that goal was a lot of fun to watch. And not that anyone really cares, but like Austin Matthews won the MVP. It doesn't matter because it's in Toronto. Like there's other guys that had more points, played better. Like to be honest with you, the team that won, like Team Matthews won,
Yeah,
but like him, Nylander, Marner, and Riley, like the guys that actually carried them. Funny enough, is DeBrincat and Forsberg. Those guys, they had like 3 or 4 goals each in both the games. So it's like, I get that it's just the popularity thing, and like they have the celebrities. You know, they had like Bieber and Tate McRae and like.
Did you
Stuff like,
see Michael Bublé's press conference?
oh yeah, with the mushrooms.
The guy's an absolute just
Yeah.
had a beautiful press conference.
And then Will Arnett was said something like he was in the tunnel like for the game, and he's like they were asking him about how they're playing. He's like, yeah, we're flying high right now, not as high as Blue Play, but
It's awesome.
But I will say, just from what I did watch, it probably was the most interesting All-Star weekend I've seen in a long time because of the way that they did it. And they didn't really change anything with the actual 3-on-3 like tournament.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like that's always going to be fun. Like there's going to be breakaways and goals, and like that's always going to be fine. The skills competition was always how are we going to make this competitive, right? And how are we going to make them kind of care about it? And I think they found a way to do it. And maybe it's something where they'll have to be like, hey, we want the best guys to be in this, right? Or they need to find a way to include most of the players. Because even the goalies, like they were in one, I think, competition. It was the one-on-one versus the players. And whoever had like I think the most saves or let in the least goals got like $100,000.
See the goalies doing like the drills. Imagine that.
Well, yeah, but they've done that before. But they've done things like they try to do like empty net goals and stuff. They've changed the events like that, but they've always kept the ones that are the classics. The accuracy shooting, hardest shot, fastest skater. The one thing that I did like that they haven't done in a while is the shootout. Like just remember the one where like Patrick Kane did like the Superman thing with the cape on, the puck exploded in half.
And then Ovechkin did the whole thing in Montreal, like when it was in Montreal,
like a dunk contest, but it's just dicking around. Like I thought that was kind of fun to see. Like some of these guys have like some personality or like some insane skill. Because I remember who was it that was. It might have been Tavares when he was still on the Islanders, was doing some really cool stuff with the puck. Like he wasn't doing any like kind of bits, I guess. He was more like, hey, check this out. All right, cool. I like that. So I think it was pretty good All-Star weekend, but I'm getting excited for trade deadline. I don't know about you.
Absolutely.
Always. And I think I might have taken the day off before. I think it's on a Saturday this year.
Oh, is it?
I don't know, March something. I think I took the Friday off just because that's when everything always happens.
Yeah, true. Everything.
But I'm sure me and you will, like usual, spend the day, have some coffee with
March
some,
8th.
yeah. What is that, a Saturday?
It is a Friday,
Or it's a Friday? Okay.
so I'll
Um,
be sure to take that off.
yeah. So yeah, I think I already did. So
Yeah,
it'll be
might as
fun.
well.
Get some coffee, put some something in there, you know,
Some medicine.
maybe a little couple Timbits here and there, and then we'll watch and just see, TSN. It'll be like probably 4 hours before anything happens,
Yeah,
and
and then it's going to be a minor league deal.
yeah, mad dashes to the garage to tell you that Justin Hall got signed. Bobo yanking my leg about things that actually happened. I thought you were joking about that, but
No, no,
uh
real deal.
yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the stretch run. I think probably the next one that we do would probably be, I would say, our trade deadline primer,
Pre-trade.
maybe,
Yeah,
unless a few things happen in the meantime. But that would probably be the next one that we do. Is that one's a lot of fun. That's probably the most fun we have, is trying to
yeah.
predict
Try to
who's going
predict it
where.
and then be out totally wrong.
I don't think we're totally wrong because like I try to stay away from like the charts. Like
We
here's
make
all
our
the
own.
guys available. We try to make our own, and most of the time they're pretty accurate because I think we're doing it like they do, looking at who's selling, who's buying. Well, the selling teams, who is unrestricted,
Yeah,
who they want to get rid of, who has value, and then plugging in. Well, what team needs what, and then you look at those players. Do they have the cap space? It makes sense, right? Do they have the assets to get this player? So yeah, man, I
it'll be
think
fun. It's
it's
getting
always
that
fun.
time.
It's always fun. What I think we got to do is we need to do one for free agency frenzy. That's what we got to do because
Yeah,
that's where it's just crazy. And I think we technically did,
I think we
right?
did the one
You
last
were
year.
over. You were over because I made videos on like Reimer and
Yeah,
All
yeah.
and all those guys. So yeah, you were over for a little bit. So we'll have to do that again in the off season too. So anything else you want to add, buddy? You got anything you want to get off your chest? You want to talk about something? No, your Canucks are great.
Yeah, the Canucks are great. Things are good. Life
Hmm.
is good.
Hmm.
Can't
So
complain.
there you go. Episode 42 is in the books. If you guys want to see us, we're on YouTube and we are on Spotify. I don't think we're anywhere else, to be honest, at this point. I still have to upload episode 41 to Spotify. I just realized that. So
But
I'll get on that. So
yeah, so we're 42 down and we have less than a minute to go.
I love it. I don't even see that. So, okay, guys, until next time, it's Buschy and Bobo. Take care.
Keep your stick on the ice.